Welcome everybody. This video today is going to be about the CV-NUC Plus, which is a very small motherboard, Colecovision game console motherboard in about 4.5-inch square footprint, and so it's pretty darn tiny. This is the back side of it here, and that, along with the SGM module, which is this guy right here, plugs in as a daughter board. But using both of those guys together, you end up with a console that has essentially a super game module built into it. The CPLD on this guy actually runs the show. There's 32K static RAM. There's the AY38910 chip, which is a very nice sound generator. You still have the use of the original TI sound generator, but you also have extra voices coming off the AY chip as well. And you have like 3 different RAM configurations too. You have 1K mirrored, just like a stock ColecoVision. You have 24K, which is kind of considered the Atom mode. And you also have up to 32K if you swap out the BIOS ROM for the rest of the RAM. You know, the additional 8K RAM gets added to the 24K. So all that's there in this system, which is kind of really nice. In fact, let me go ahead and turn this around a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, whoops, you're not going to stay like that. There we go. Yeah, so this new board, besides having the super game module aspect, also has very nice video output, both composite and S-video. And in fact, we're actually seeing S-video right here. I don't think this is doing justice to it as far as the colors. The colors are actually much more saturated than what this camera's picking them up as. But you can still get a pretty good idea of the quality of it. And this is actually an SGM game, thanks to Pixel Boy for his Christmas yearly Christmas uploads. This is one of the games that he actually did. And this one uses the AY chip, and also has really nice graphics. So I'm imagining it's probably using that extra RAM. I'd be really surprised if it wasn't. So yeah. What else? What else? Oh, there also be. In fact, let me just kind of like pull this back a little bit so we can see it better there. There also be an additional board. I have to actually assemble this sample here. This will get plugged in on top of the main board. There'll actually be a header here, a small one here, and another small one here. And this will basically sit pretty much like this. It'll have a USB connector here, and you'll be able to plug in either a wired or a wireless USB mouse. And this board will basically take that mouse input and change it into quadrature that's compatible with the normal rollerball aspect of the ColecoVision console. And I gotta tell you, playing the game Slither, I have a hard time pronouncing that, is really fun with a mouse, much more so than probably a trackball. I don't have an actual roller controller, but I have used Atari trackballs in the past, and I was never really impressed with them. The mouse is really the way to go. So that'll be one of the additional features of this board set. And I also got like a little keypad. I showed this off a while back here, that I'm going to mount inside a 3D printed case. It'll actually sit like recessed into the top lid. In fact, this is the 3D case that was designed by Mr. Robot for this guy's cousin, the Atari 576 NUC Plus. And I plan to use those same STLs, which Mr. Robot so kindly provided a blank version of this, so it doesn't have all the Atari stuff on it, and put in the appropriate holes for various things. Like there's actually, although it's not populated, there's a push button reset here. There's a push button hardware pause here, which is, the hardware pause is kind of cool too, because it'll pause anything that's playing on your Coleco, and it'll also flash the upper LED whenever it is paused. So ultimately, when this all gets released, we'll also have a case for it too by that time. And so the STL files for that, the Gerbers to make all the boards, the schematics, and a really nice bill of materials that breaks out all the costs and the part numbers and the vendor part numbers. That's all going to get released no later than 6 months into this year. Probably might even happen about half that time. So maybe around March we'll actually be able to see something. So yeah, it's going to be cool. And I don't plan on actually making these myself to sell, but I'm also not opposed to somebody else stepping up and doing it. And if they want to make some money off of it while they're doing it, fine. I don't want a cut of that. That's all theirs, you know, just for whatever time and effort that they put into it. And so that's going to be the stipulation of the public release, is that anybody can download and use this, and you know, if they want to make something better out of it, they can go for it. If they want to make and sell it, they can do that as well. They don't have to ask me permission for that. That's all part of the rights as part of the public release. One other thing before I go, I do have a guy that he sells retro computer accessories, and I have been talking to him for a bit about this whole thing, and I think he's going to actually be willing to sell a kit, a do-it-yourself kit. They'll bring all the boards, all the bare boards, that is, any programmable device that's on this, you know, that's on any of the boards, already pre-programmed, and anything that's kind of like a no longer made item that's kind of difficult to get. So like, for instance, this TMS video chip here will be a part of that kit. I don't know what the price is going to be on it, but that'll be something that will be great for the do-it-yourself person, because normally when you have boards made, you have to do a minimum of about 5 boards, and unless you want to make 5 of these things, this will be a good way to go. So anyway, I think that pretty much covers it, and I hope you guys are all having a good time, a good day, and I hope this year is going really great for everybody. Happy New Year to all of you, and I will talk to you at some future point. Take care.